dans ma tête, ça allait, là, mais...
Ta gueule.
He's too perfect for us.
Je vais te faire pleurer des larmes de joie, bitch.
Non!
C'est mon challenge cette campagne-ci, genre. Faire pleurer avec un jouet.
Ben non, on est bien trop des pétadramas pour que ça marche.
Je le sais, puis mon histoire est pas assez joyeuse pour dire que ça se passe. Ben quoi que c'est quand c'est triste que la joie après ça, c'est vraiment mieux.
Ça se passe dans le vrai monde, Baggy.
Ouais, la vraie vie, c'est un peu de la merde, fait que t'es comme...
Un peu beaucoup.
Mais en même temps, il y a des affaires qui comme,
ça marche,
sauvent le vrai monde de l'absolue catastrophe dégueulasse, là. Genre...
Les chiens.
Les chiens.
Ouais. L'account Twitter des chiens de Joe Biden.
Can you pet the dog?
What?
Oui.
Is that a real
Naturellement que les chiens
That
de
is
Joe Biden
absolutely a real thing.
on est live, people.
Genre,
Quoi?
Oh,
c'est...
hey, salut!
It's hands down the best thing that's come out of the White House in at least 4 years. I'll send it to you, Gab, in a moment.
Je pense que je vais être honnête, on n'aura pas comme on peut slacker sur l'anglais pendant toutes les secondes.
Ouais. S'il y a quelqu'un qui regarde, c'est comme Yvan.
On peut faire le stream en russe pour Yvan.
Non. Non.
Je peux pratiquer mon accent russe.
La seule chose que je connais en russe, c'est Net Gavalia Parushki.
Ya. Da.
Je veux dire, non, je ne parle pas russe.
Wow.
En tout cas,
Maintenant qu'on a été comme super offensif pour potentiellement notre unique viewer.
Comment ça, super offensif?
Ben, là, mettons légèrement. J'assume qu'on a prononcé tout ça tout croche.
Hey,
At least we're trying. I see efforts here.
Hey, voilà.
Table stream mode. Voilà. J'aurais coupé mes notifs and shit.
Je vois pas le stream sur ton... sur ton YouTube.
Écoute, moi je le vois, là. Je suis sur mon creator portal puis je l'ai là. Fait.
Je sais pas, il apparaît.
T'as peur, je vais t'envoyer un lien direct. Parce qu'un de mes créateurs préférés, moi, est live en ce moment.
T'es tellement imbu de toi.
Mon Dieu, moi c'est encore marqué genre hors ligne. Wow.
Tenez.
Those dogs are so precious.
I know, right? Like, this is prime Twitter content.
Yes. I would get a Twitter just for those dogs.
Un de mes.
Right? Mais pour de vrai, là, honnêtement, moi, les raisons pour lesquelles j'aurais Twitter, c'est genre ça, Dogs Rating, Can You Pet the Dog, puis Thoughts of Dog. Genre, c'est principalement...
Il y a de la bonne porn sur Twitter aussi.
Mm.
Ouais, mais j'ai d'autres outlets pour chercher ça. Fait que...
C'est beau avoir des besoins pas trop spécifiques. Donc... Monsieur Vanille, là...
Oh, ça c'était une face de typers parce que tu me connais pas, fille.
Non, je me demandais pourquoi j'entendais vraiment plein de monde qui parlait en même temps, mais c'est parce que j'avais aussi le live en même temps. Avec le son.
Ça explique tellement de choses.
Ça explique des choses.
I am smart. I am very smart.
Fait qu'encore une fois, vous inflatez nos fucking chiffres en étant comme 2 personnes qui le regardent, donc il y a 2 personnes, comme ça double notre nombre de viewers.
parce que c'est comme ça qu'on va arriver à devenir des Twitch affiliates, chapeau. C'est comme ça que ça se passe.
YouTube,
on est sur YouTube.
Les YouTube associés.
Twitch affiliate.
Genre, gâche pas mes aspirations.
C'est toi qui gâches mes aspirations à chaque fois que je parle de streaming. La première phrase que tu dis, c'est « Gâche pas mes aspirations ». La deuxième phrase que tu dis, c'est « Ah, mais là, personne nous regarde de toute façon, voyons donc ».
Mais là, je le fais ce soir spécifiquement pour Yvan et Raph. Fait que j'espère qu'ils vont éventuellement cliquer sur le lien que je vais envoyer.
I
on est
think
rendu
you
à
have
un
a good
viewer.
time and I'm freaking out right now.
Pourquoi? Parce qu'on est cave ou.
En train de streamer.
Non, mais genre, il y a personne qui regarde en ce moment. Fait que stresse pas. Puis s'il y a quelqu'un qui regarde, ça va être Raph et Yvan. Là, ils sont pas trop stressants.
Puis on te le dira pas, anyways.
Yeah.
Ouais, c'est juste
Premièrement,
après
est-ce que
que je
tout
dis
le monde-
Hey, savais-tu qu'il y a 30 personnes qui nous ont regardé?
Est-ce que tout le monde est sur le Watch Together?
Yeah.
Oui.
Ah, faut baisser le volume.
Dis-moi avant de starter, parce que je vais me muter, moi, vu que j'ai pas de headphones.
Alright. Pourquoi t'as pas de headphone? Premièrement, c'est un investissement que t'as besoin de faire. Là.
Il y en a.
Ils sont sur la charge.
Éventuellement, tu vas avoir besoin, puis tu vas avoir de la musique, puis genre une scène en même temps. Fait que comme. Tu vas avoir besoin plus tard. Mais bon, on a le temps de charger un petit peu d'ici là.
Mais t'as pas tes autres écouteurs?
Ben, moi, je suis capable de brancher comme un fil d'écouteurs dans mes écouteurs.
Tu t'as parlé de mon amour, je l'ai entendu.
Je me suis juste mis en push to talk, ça règle mon problème.
Le problème.
Effectivement.
Bref, on commence ça quand tu veux.
Mais c'est. Ah, let's go! So. The Chronicles of Twigs and Reckonings. Chapter 1. The Price of Everybody. Je parle à toi. In a foggy field of white lilies, a blue butterfly is fluttering, flying, soaring in the sky. It lands on one of the many white flowers to get a rest. What if I told you that the stories were true? That there were those creatures who wanted to spirit you away and replace you? To take everything you've ever had and take it for themselves? What if, all right, boys, we're almost there. Keep it up. And then a large foot steps on the delicate white flower, crushing the blue butterfly. The poor creature stays on the ground, twitching, clinging to what little life it has left. What if I told you that you were one of their victims? The camera goes to a group of goblins that just passed, all bizarre looking, with weird colored skin, green and blue pointy teeth, warts covering them in all shapes and sizes. They carry all some sorts of boxes, bags, other wares. And they slowly move away from the camera. The fog starts to lift, revealing a never-ending field of white flowers and sunk shipwrecks on the horizon. Algae floating and dancing as if they were in murky waters. We shift to bird's eye view of Boston. Boston, the freehold of the drowning leaves. Safe space for the changelings. Organized in 4 seasonal courts. They rule, one after another, over the city's fairy business. Peacefully, that is, until last spring. And then we are inside an empty office. The Queen of Spring disappeared. At the height of her season, vanished without a trace. She was well beloved by her peers, but in the months since then, people have long since given up hope of finding her again. It's believed that she was taken by her gentry, that we'll never see her. But Chapeau left and I'm gonna need him. Not everyone is able to let go so easily. And we are inside a police office. Lots of hubbub, phone calls, people talking to one another. Casey is sitting at a desk, sorting out his tickets of the day to file the things so that people receive the proper fees. Chapeau, could you mind describe your character?
So, Officer Casey Winnes is a youngish man in his early 30s, fairly strongly built, and to the black hair cropped to the sides, a little longer at the top, and to the normal folk, he has long sleeve tattoos, some of which peek out from under his uniform, some from his neck. But to the enchanted, to the changeling, he is from head to toe covered in tattoos. And they don't make sense with one another. Like his normal tattoos and his tattoos that only the changelings see don't match.
And so, as you're sorting your papers, not too far away, you hear your superior talking. There's been another one. Third in 2 months. Send another car at the frog pond ASAP. And then, just as you're, just curious and trying to see whatever happened at the frog pond, and what's the third of what? Officers pass by with someone in tow. Man that you know, he's dressed shaggily with not very luxurious clothes, a beanie on his head, and piercings. He's trying to resist a little, and when he sees you, his name is Jeff, by the way. And when he sees you, he's like, Casey, he's passing by your office. Officer, these gentlemen are taking me, and I did nothing wrong. They're taking me for no reason. You know him for being a dealer.
So,
But
boys, what the fuss is about?
Saw him, lurking in the street, and he's got quite the history, says one of the officers. Taking him in to see
he's
if
a man.
he, relapsed since last time. And by, just wiggling out of the other officer's hand, he managed to, get closer to you and just whisper like, hey man, I help your people out and you help me out, okay?
A bit, sir?
He just goes in your ear a little, subtly. I help your people out and you help me out, okay?
Look, I know the guy. I caught him a few times. Want me to take over?
Sure, not too busy with those speeding tickets, officer. He's being a little cocky there.
Tickets sort themselves out, and I'm sure that you have something better to do. Some murder, probably.
If only. All right. If you want to take it from there, we're gonna go back to our patrol. And they, gently sit him at your desk. Yeah.
Alright. What about Jeff?
I was a businessman doing business.
Yeah, but part of the arrangement is that you don't get caught.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. So you letting me go with just a, Little slap on the hand. Just blow it over.
Look, what did you get you for?
They didn't see nothing. They were just suspicious, and with my history, things went there. But I clean as everything. He just opens his overcoat. Got nothing. I got nothing.
Right.
I mean, I'm clean as I don't know anything. Whatever is clean. I'm not a literature man.
Look, I'll keep you overnight. You stay in the precinct, in the cell overnight.
All right, but you owe me a McDonald's.
Sure, but I can just let you out. I have to do something.
$10 McNuggets is all I asked for.
Look, is that or fine?
Look, man, I'm trying to be a businessman.
And I'm trying to be a police officer.
And I didn't eat nothing.
Come with me. It's not so bad to replace the benches.
Well, can't wait. So you take him to the
Yeah, to the precinct jail.
Yeah. Well, so therefore your little scene. Tragedy and rebellion have forged the freehold both through generations. From the terrible murders of 1930 until today. Nicholas Stone is in his bar. It's been a slow day as ever. Can you describe yourself from both human and changing perspective?
The man is pretty tall. Like, he's very nearly more than 6 feet, something between 6'3" and 6'5". He's pretty colossal, and he stands behind the bar. Simply, he's doing the casual glass washing, and there's literally no one in the bar, I think, right now. Or you can.
There's one person.
All right, so
her name is Jen, and really, is she ever not there?
Fair enough. So she's my barfly.
Yeah.
The man has a small beard, a lot more trim and cut than mine, and a lot thicker too. But it circles his lower jaw. He has short, clean-cut hair. He has a very, almost like a military style of haircut. He looks very straight, very robust also, large shoulders, and he's dressed neatly for a bartender. He has the classic little, how do you call those?
Suspenders?
Suspenders, thank you. Little suspenders tied to a belt at the bottom, and he's dressed all in black, very casual, very well professional actually.
Suspenders or belt, not the both.
Well, it's clipped to where the belt is supposed to be.
The waistband.
The waistband, thank you.
We lost Gab.
She'll be back.
Bye, Gab.
Perished. Aha! She's the one that died first, not me.
I got changed. Like, they changed my room. I don't know why.
He very rarely seems to have any joy on his face. He's always very sober, simple. Even though he owns the place, and he owns the place in both sense. Like, he's just there, and his presence is very imposing to everyone in the room. Well, to Jen in this case.
Jen is a relatively petite woman, wizened, and a spring courtier. And really, you very rarely see her elsewhere than at your own bar, and even more rarely do you see her sober.
Is she of my court?
She's spring. But, it's a good place to crash. And she crashes often.
Fair. Did you want you said you wanted my changeling description also?
Yeah.
All right. So for those who see the changeling world behind the veil, his skin reflects pretty much like his hair and his skin and everything is just marble. It's all slabs of stone that seem to be very straightly cut, which fits with the trim of his beard and the little military haircut. He really looks like a huge walking boulder. If you've watched Thor Ragnarok, think a bit of Korg, the guy who starts a revolution. That's pretty much yeah. That's pretty much yeah. Oh, Meek's dead. it's
Did you make enough pipe flips?
Yeah. You want to join my revolution? It's that guy. Except his stone is a lot more polished and cut. Korg is like full of different pieces. He's like
rocks.
yeah, he looks more like a moving marble statue, like not as beautiful as you'd see in the Roman or Greek history, but one that
not
was
too bad,
chiseled out of stone. Yeah, chiseled out of stone. Oijin, can I serve you anything?
Just a refill of that whiskey. She pushes her glass. Her third one already. Empty.
Yes, sir. Sounds like you're chugging them out.
Well, gotta warm up with the autumn weather.
Yen says. And he'll grab a bottle behind the bar, drop it, pour it in a glass, and just slide it slowly to her.
She catches it like she's done this 100 times, and she's done it 1,000 more. Going to the market tonight?
Well, thinking about it. Not sure yet.
Well, if you go, try to find me, I don't know, a will to live. She shrugs it off like it was a shitty joke about her own self-loathing.
It'll cost you a horse and a penny.
Oh, never mind then. Ain't got no horse around here. Ain't got much. At least I got enough for another drink. And she just pushes her glass that is already fucking empty, and you're like, girl, that was a big glass of whiskey there.
Alright, Jen. This one's your last. Think you've had enough for tonight.
They always are the last.
My point is, I think you've had enough tonight. I'll start the last one.
The phone, just as you're pouring her drink, the phone rings at the bar. A relatively rare occurrence.
Hello?
And we'll stop there for now. But there is yet hope for this city and its inhabitant. We see an old priest with, very stereotypically old man in one of my games, round glasses, a mustache, because everyone has to have a mustache now that I have one.
It's just older you. It's just
old me, but also a priest. And, we're focused on the face of the man, and he seems to be saying a prayer. Our Lord who is in heaven, please let me go through this trial and emerge victorious in the face of evil. And then it zooms out, and the old priest is holding a switch, and he's like playing a video game, and then he just starts the level because he was just praying to, pass that level he's been fighting for so long.
So much.
And in the same living room are two women who's been there for a little while. Either one of you can describe yourselves from both human and changing perspective for the rest of the scene. And maybe also, say what you're doing in the living room of the place you live.
Want to start? Or...
Okay.
She doesn't.
I can
wanna
feel
stop.
the shyness.
All right. So what you see here, I lost my accent. Like,
Oh well, that was
wow.
quick.
All right. So, I guess you guys have seen what someone from the South, someone that would have voted for Trump look like, but like just because of genetics.
All right, you don't have the Karen haircut.
So, this is Amelia McCullen. She's from the South. Well, her family is. She grew up in Boston. And, well, she dresses like someone from the South. Just, that's not helping much. All
How
right.
does someone from the south?
She has
dress?
blonde hair.
Yeah, how do they
That-
dress specifically? You
Wait,
got
I
like.
have a picture. I have a picture.
That is good.
I'll get it.
Where are you sending it?
I can do it. I'm sending it.
Where?
On Discord.
Where?
My hands are shaking, guys.
I feel you.
I'm the one who's supposed to be nervous. You just have to
The
play and
one
have
That is
fun.
our
Have
big
fun, you
reveal.
bunch.
You punch.
Bunch.
All right.
So I
So-
refuse to have fun. This is against my rights.
So this young lady, she's dressing younger than she is, probably around. She's around 29, 30, and she's still dressing like a teenager. She wears a cross, more for the aesthetics and family values than for, well, religion anymore, and has a nice little birthmark right under the chin. If you watch her in a different way, she's a bit more animalistic. Eyes that always seem focused on how much of a good prey you would be. Coarse hair filling her face, just pulling away from her face into a mane, and her finger elongating into claws, also covered in hard fur. She's not pretty to look at. I mean, she's pretty like a forest fire. You don't get close. Do I let you like describe yourself, or do you want me to also say what she's doing?
Oh yeah, what are you doing in the living room?
All right. She's reading a book right now. A book about technologies, about cell phones. And
Well, we're in
her
2013 for precision, so cell phones aren't all that.
they're
slow.
flip phones, but she's like, what the fuck happened? Anyway.
Well, we do have a few, smartphones, but it's not the norm, I think, by then.
Yeah, but she's still reading a book that no one else wants to buy. And she's fiddling with the cross at her neck.
By the
Well-
way, for both of you, you can dress, any way you want, but your character has been dressed in not the best of clothes. Like, you don't have money, so it's just thrift store things or, hand me down from others in the community.
Yeah, that fits.
And it kind of fits what you said, but
Well, a
And-
note perhaps about smartphones, quickly. 2013 was the year of the Nexus 5 and the iPhone 5, so smartphones were getting pretty big at that time. Like, it's the time where they really took off.
yeah, I think that's when I got my first, like.
So it works.
So it worked.
It's just
Yeah.
I have
By
the
the way-
wrong accent. This whole
It's okay. Look at me going
Wait.
Scottish.
So
I
the
don't
priest
know
has a
from where.
switch.
but I
said a
lost the
Switch, but
text
let's
and
say,
one I worked so
another
hard.
gaming
A DS
handheld.
or
Yeah, he's got a DS,
a
whatever
handheld, something.
handheld gaming console at the time. I didn't think about that.
Sure.
Alright. So Serena is just there, sleeping on the couch next to her friend. What friend? That is saying a lot. So she's Latina, so her skin is a bit darker. She has fluffy black hair that she likes to wear in different ways. Like every single day, she tries to find a new way to wear them. Sometimes it's a bit on the side. Sometimes it's a ponytail. Sometimes it's 2 ponytails. Sometimes she's even gone to 5. She's just trying a lot of stuff. She doesn't really mind. On her skin, you have different areas that are discolored. So on her face, you have this half, this way that is just white, and then it goes all around her body. But the eye on the side that has lost coloration for some other reason, when you look quickly without actually paying attention, it seems like it catches lights and reflected. Not sure why, it just does that. And her right arm is always sheltered by gloves or long sleeve. She never shows it. Clothes-wise, she really likes to wear 90s clothes, so she always goes for those long sleeves, turtlenecks, and things that are brightly colored. She particularly loves to wear long skirts with long socks underneath or something. And she has recently stolen a camera, and she's having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the human world. She also has a white streak of hair that never wanted to get color. For those of her kind now, so the changelings, her skin is still dark, but has this palish, deadish look to it. Like she literally died or something. On a lot of locations, everywhere that is supposed to be white when she's wearing her glamour was replaced by glass, colored glass. So as if they tried to do something with it. Her eye on the side that is glass and everything is a mirror. And on a few parts of her bodies where she would have rubbed or something, so her knees, her elbows, you can see pine cones, at least pieces of it, just sticking out a bit, as if they wanted to escape her body. Her hair is a literal pine cone, so she has few layers of it just going down on her back. And some frost has stuck to it and just doesn't want to go away. I think that's pretty much it. This is her.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
It's so good.
So right now she's playing with the camera because it has this option where you can take a picture and it's not final and you can actually take another one. And she's taking a lot of pictures of Mari's character, whose name I already forgot. But she's never taking the face, so it's always neck down.
Amelia. It's Amelia.
So, yeah. So that is pretty much it.
And as you are both in your own things, doing your things, suddenly the old priest just, oh, not again. And he probably lost his game, but he kind of looks angry about it.
Is everything alright?
I'm never going to get past this level.
It shouldn't be that hard. I mean, you're just moving controls and something.
Oh, well, it can be very hard, but I think maybe I'm just a little tired. It is.
Perhaps.
Oh, Lord, it's very late. I think we should go to bed.
But we're not done doing other things. Why go to bed now?
Well, you can
Not like
take
that would be-
pictures tomorrow.
Yes, but there is the prettiness and the quietness of no one being awake.
Well, tomorrow is a busy day. We've got I've got things to do, and I've got things for you as well. So maybe we should take a rest.
Fine.
My
But one
father
last picture.
always said that we need to rest well.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is fair.
that you do.
That is fair. We should listen to Father. But I want to take one last picture. That's what we could.
All right, you can.
He just snaps a shot of him, neck down, with his console next to him and his failed level in the background.
All right. And you leave the living room. You're in the what's the name? El presbytère. You know, the priest house thing.
Presbytery.
All right, that is the same word. You're there, and you're being hosted there for a few weeks now. Your rooms are humble, but they have everything you might need: a bed, light, wardrobe, and everything. So you're comfortable, albeit a little humble. But much better than where you were before, or than where you could have been. And you go to bed, or not, but you're in your room, I assume. Maybe you're still figuring out that new camera or finishing that chapter in your book. But after a little while, someone knocks at your door, Serena.
¿Qué pasa?
It just knocks again.
¿Quién es? And she's just gonna get up and go to the door, slightly open it.
On the other side is not Father Mo. It's a young man from the summer court. You know him, at least a bit. He's a knight of the summer court, so he's got some importance and helped you probably since you are part of the summer court. He's shaved head, just a t-shirt with a jacket on top. It is fall, so it's getting a little cold. And it's just when you look at him in his changing appearances, where there is no hair, there's fire.
Oh,
And he looked like despite his fiery appearance, he looks pretty chill. He's just, hey there, Serena.
hello.
Was thinking tonight, it's the Goblin Market, and I thought maybe you wanted to come.
Are you sure it's a good idea to go out?
Well, it only happens at night, so yeah, we'll go out at night.
But Father said it was time to go to bed and we have a lot to do tomorrow. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Let me get my jacket.
Well, that was easy. Should we bring your friend with us?
I don't know. We
I
can
mean,
try.
she's never seen the market either.
I don't think she'll want to go back. But we can try.
Well, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Does not. Only your
So,
type.
Amelia, you get a knock.
What's this racket about?
Buenas tardes.
Hey, don't talk too loud, not to wake up Father Mo. He'd be angry.
I opened the door.
Hey there, I know we didn't see each other much, but we were going out. There's that special market tonight thing. You've never seen it, but it's pretty rad.
The goblin one?
Yeah, the Goblin Market. Oh, you've heard about it.
I think someone mentioned it.
Well, the bottom point is, it's pretty rad. You can buy anything, and even if you don't buy anything, it's just cool on its own. And, well, I guess it's one of the last nights we're gonna get with nice weather like that.
Hell, why not?
That was easy.
Well, that was really easy. Get a jacket. We're going. While she gets her jacket, you see him go and close a window. He closed it and the door was locked. didn't want to wake Father Mo if, with the bell. So I found another way.
We can look at that next time. It'll be easier.
Did I make it in or not? At least it's a little more interesting.
Yes. But we will not likely to be upset and finding you stomping behind houses or you breaking window back.
The old fart would never
Could you
get
speak
angry.
louder, Gab?
Sorry.
Or maybe you just put
Yeah.
your microphone closer or something. And so you get ready and go down the stairs at the tip of your toe, not to wake up Father Mo. And then in Father Mo's room, we see him awake. He's just quite the troublemaker. And everyone leaves right when I need them.
Do we have the
You
key
guys
though?
have
Classic.
a gift.
I
I
ran to
hear
get-
you. I'm trying to find cards.
I ran to get my dice.
Oh, right,
we have-
dice.
Jay,
Dude.
why cards? I need
His
you
cards
in
for his
front of the
stuff.
camera.
I'm going to guess
Before
that
we
it's
leave by
different.
the main door, do we have a key to the place or are we just gonna leave and leave the door unlocked by being stupid?
I guess you can go down by the window.
That will be safer.
All right, you go down by the window. There's like the lower roof things. I don't know how they're
Yeah.
called.
Sneaking out the traditional way.
Little roof things.
Well, like when
Little
there's
roof
an entrance,
things.
there's a roof over
A
just
little
the
roof
entrance.
thing.
I don't know how it's called. There's a name for it for sure.
Little roof
what?
thing.
Sweet pieces.
It's not too hard to go down by the window, is the bottom line of this. Chapeau, have you ever seen a house higher than twos? Never mind. You just look confused at my description, and I thought it was pretty obvious what it was.
I'm propylé. I don't know what it is in English.
I didn't know what it was in French.
You mean
Or
it's like the little
propylé?
balcony entrance thing? The little sort of
Yeah.
extra roof? Yeah, propylus. Propylé. I guess it's propylus or something like that in English.
T'as-tu de savoir que ça s'appelle un propylé, François? Non, moi non plus.
Nope. At best, I would have
Refusé
called
d'avoir
it the
de la culture.
porch.
Well, the porch is,
Porch
the
roof
porch.
works, I guess.
Porch roof.
Ben, en tout cas, le prêtre aurait quand même dû leur dire de propiler dessus.
And so, Father Mo, in his room, his eyes open and just... Quite the troublemakers. And he takes his phone. Jake?
Oi.
Mr. Stone, I'm sorry to call you at such a late hour, but I knew you would be up. It's Father Mo. He's a very well-known figure in the changeling community.
Yep, yeah, that's what I remember. Oh, how can I help you tonight?
I would have called someone else under other circumstance, but it's pretty late, and, well, with your job, I know that you stay up pretty late.
I do. And what can I do for you?
Well, the girl are going to the Goblin Market. And, well, as much as I'm sure it's a very interesting place, it's also fairly dangerous, so maybe if you could keep an eye on them, I could sleep on both ears.
Fine. I'll do that. I'll get on my way and get my coat.
Oh, thank you so much. And, well, I'm gonna go to bed now. It's very late. And he will... Yes.
Good night, Pod. Good night.
Okay.
Good night.
I'm
Good
so
night.
sorry, Father. I don't deserve you.
He's not even angry. He's just gotta make sure the little girls are fine.
He's not
Half an
even.
hour in, and we've
It's
already
not even a
stood up.
case of.
Yes.
It's not even a case of not angry, just disappointed. He's just
It's not our hearts you're breaking.
caring.
It's his. We're breaking his heart.
No, he's just happy that now he knows you're gonna be safe.
Oh,
We don't
he's gonna
deserve
die.
it. Don't bet on it because you'll win.
Ask the storyteller. I don't know.
Everybody, take out your death bingo.
I'll
Oh,
boy.
the death
I'll bet a horse and
bingo.
a penny on this.
All right. So we're gonna cut for this scene for now as you're snooping out
It's
with
It's
the
now that I'm
summer camp.
realizing that me keeping Jeff overnight is not very nice because I'm having him miss the Goblin Market.
You don't have to watch over him all the night.
I'm having him miss the Goblin Market.
Oh, Jeff is not a changeling.
Oh,
He's really just a dude that gives changeling their good stuff.
It's really
Same for
just a
Father Mo.
bomb.
Father Mo is just a dude. He's just a priest. And in a field of white flowers, with strange algae just floating in the air, and pretty close to a sunken ship are a bunch of goblins and, well, actually more tents and boxes laid around. And there's a cage with someone in it.
there's a what?
A cage
Hmm.
with someone that can describe himself.
My character has actually. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with his changeling description because I imagine that this is the most relevant as of right now.
In general, it is, but yes.
He looks very elven or fairy in his demeanor, very classically fairy. He is well dressed, wearing this very nice waistcoat and very well tailored shirt, long elven ears that go about up to past the back of his head. His white, pearly, silky hair is slicked back towards the back and just cascades down the his shoulders. He has large, dark black eyes, pools of obsidian, simply where someone could simply the light simply disappears and someone could get lost into. His skin is almost a perfect pearly white, and one could most likely confuse it for porcelain, which is made even more apparent by the large cracks on his left cheeks.
Are you done?
Yep.
All right. You don't have a camera, so I was like, I couldn't see you just for confirmation.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was done.
And, well, it's late even in wherever you are. Goblins are taking a little rest before finishing the rest of the way. You can hear big snores intense around you. An orchestra of snores. And you yourself are tired. It's been, the sun pounding on you all day, and it takes its toll. And your eyes are getting heavy. And just as you're about to close them, you see one of the tent open. And emerges from the tent something you haven't seen in very long. It looks like just a normal guy, a human. No elven ears, no fiery hair, no witch's nose and hunched over back. But his eyes are closed, and his head a little cocked sideways. And he's holding something. You can't quite see, it's dark, there's fog. It's hard to make out exactly what's the guy's face, but for sure, that guy's just so normal, it's comforting. And he sleepwalks around the camp.
I look at him for a bit, just seeing if he's going something, if his sleepwalk takes him into anywhere particular, or brings him to do anything specific.
Well, outside from having a suspiciously, a suspicious object in his hand, it looks pretty haphazardous. Like sometimes he stops and just touches things, and it's not super coherent.
Is he coming anywhere near my cage?
Yeah, eventually he goes pretty close to your cage. Actually, he bumps a little bit into it. And he bumps and then just tries to go, another way.
At that moment, can I try to kind of snatch the thing out of his hand?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. Can I at least have a good look at it?
Yeah, you can. It's an orb, a sphere, white, with, like glitter. You're not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like a big ass pearl or something.
Sir, I do believe you're sleepwalking. Sir.
As you say the last sir, like the first one just it disturbs his sleep. And then he just and you see him wake up and disappear. Just and there's no one left.
Well, that was dreadfully unuseful. He looks around. Am I the only one who noticed the guy?
Everyone is fast asleep.
He's just gonna lean back onto the bars of the cage, pull from inside his vest well-worn, tattered pieces of paper that have been read and read and read and read, used to the point of being extremely delicate and fragile, and he's going to open it as if it's the most precious thing in the world and quietly read it while the rest of the camp is asleep.
And we'll end your scene on that. I will lead you to watch together. For those who need to put themselves on push to talk or something.
Make sure it works.
Whoa. I was so ready to use that song once in my life. It's been a year. Everyone all right with the song? Everything's ready?
Yep.
Sounds not too loud.
I don't hear it.
Not playing.
It's not
It's
playing.
paused.
It ain't playing.
That makes sense.
So as Serena and Amelia walk in the street with their summer court friend, who will be named haphazardly, I'm just gonna, Joshua.
Joshua.
Mother,
You cannot do that.
I just
How
want you to
dare
be
you.
afraid
I
at all
kill him.
time.
Fight.
Now I hate him. I would never have gone to the Goblin Market with him had I known.
I will
That is
never
the most
follow him
untrustworthy
anymore.
person I have ever seen. I do not know him, and yet I do not trust him. How come is that?
I trust him.
He will stab us in the back like
I
in a
trust him
second.
once. I will never again. I am making the same mistakes.
Same mistake.
I don't see what's the problem. He's a great collaborator.
He looks
I
like the
don't
kind of guy
know.
who would be the child with electric gloves.
You made me cut my card wrong.
That sounds like a you
Anyways.
problem.
You walk
about to
down
get-
the street. Joshua walks backward, looking at you to talk. So, the gist of it, every month, on the last hour of the last day, there's a bunch of Goblin Roll in town. And they sell stuff. So pretty much anything you can dream of.
Why would
They
only
can
come out
sell
once?
you concepts, abstract things, or magic items, goblin fruits, name it.
And why would we want that?
Because
Well,
it's
finished.
pretty darn useful.
But this
And
is a
during the time they're there, there's also something pretty neat that happens. And there's a car coming, towards you, but on the street and not on the sidewalk. And at that time, Joshua just jumps in the street. And the car stops. Instantly. The guy in the car just frozen.
Well, thank God I needed my heart to stop right now.
Well,
Very
a lot of things have
nice
stopped.
of you.
See, when they're rolling in town, nothing but the fairies get to say in what happens.
What do you mean? And she's just
Well-
gonna scooch and look in the car to see if they're actually
He's-
frozen.
Frozen. And just at that time, you see trash cans just open, and there's creatures with long arms, spindly legs, just whoop, comes out with a bag on its back and walks on all four. And, 5 very small creatures just come out of the guy's trunks of his car.
I fucking
And there
would
are
have.
all manners of weird-ass creatures coming from weird-ass places. Nothing is spared. The sewers,
That ain't
a lot of
looking
vents
very.
coming out from there.
I fucking would have
Windows
the
of
edge.
the building, yeah, they're also coming from there.
That ain't looking much sanitary, is that?
It's Goblin, okay? Temper your expectation. Now we just have to follow them. They're gonna set up shop somewhere.
Sure.
Nothing dangerous. What can happen? I mean,
You
a lot
threw
of things can
yourself
happen.
in front of a car.
Yeah, that was for the demonstration. Pretty nice.
That was stupid. Let's be honest. Yeah.
Some could say that. And
Okay.
you walk and follow this procession of strange creatures carrying varying size of bags and crates and wares. And in Boston, you know that place where there's the bull statue? They set up shop there. So you see it a little ways from where you are.
The bull statue?
The bull statue.
Bomb?
You know the bull.
The bottom up economy thingy.
Yeah, you can.
The bull is in New York.
Yeah, that's
You
in
can
New York.
rub it.
There's one in a lot of major cities, guys.
I'm pretty
There's
sure
one
there's
in
one in
Chicago,
Boston
too.
because I visited it when I was in the high school. If I'm not mistaken, unless I'm mistaking things. But any other, statue landmark would do. But I'm pretty sure there's a bull there. In
There
any
is.
case,
You can rub his ball. for
Yeah,
good
the
luck.
charging bull is in Wall Street.
I thought there was one in Boston, but whatever. We'll see what other landmark statue we can pick up. But in the
Yeah,
meantime, you can see them
Not short on
raise.
it.
You can see them raising little shops, and they are setting up shop. And you're going there. That weird ass place with weird ass creatures. I was gonna call you Joshua. Nicholas.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Joshua every
I
day.
don't have to be an asshole, but I can.
No, please.
No. We
Be
will
my
shoot
guest.
you.
Where are you
Alright.
at? And how do you find back our girls?
Well, Nicholas also knows that he has to follow the goblins once the hour ticks. So he's probably just following the horde and the swarm, knowing they'll be gathering there somewhere. So he kind of hurries a bit. Like he doesn't run, but he clearly like pitter patters a bit faster.
All right. Do we see KC showing up at the market?
Yes, he does.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Casey, do we know each other?
Definitely.
Being a very
Alright.
prominent member of the Supreme Court and all, he's got 4 medals in spring, so he's well known. And
What's your character's name, Jeremy, again?
Nicholas,
Nicholas.
you're Casey, right?
Yes.
All right.
I'll have you. All right, Nicholas and Casey, by chance, arrive at the market relatively at the same time. They can catch glimpse of one another.
Nicholas, how's the bar going?
Oh, he's going mighty fine. How you doing?
Good enough. Tickets, as usual. Patrol.
Boring is safe.
Boring is safe. I
You
heard
seen
something
two
about.
girls waddling around? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I heard something going about the frog pond. I don't know if you heard about that.
Have I?
No.
Rings no bell.
Took a chance. I heard that at the precinct. So just wanted to make sure.
Well, if I hear anything, I'll ring you.
Thanks a bunch.
You seen two girls waddling around?
No, not from my car.
So what's the name of the father? Father Moses?
Mo-
Moise?
Father
Father Mo.
Mo. Yeah, Father Mo said two girls be coming at night. Not sure where. He said keep an eye out for him.
He sounded in a hurry.
Just worried. Usually him. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Must be some of your courtiers. And no, you're Auden, right?
Oh, he's Winter?
You're Winter, right?
Oh yeah, winter.
I'm Winters.
That will be
You're spring?
They're yes.
Who's on third?
What's on second? I don't give a damn. What? It's him. I don't
Oh,
care.
he's inner field. Well, if it's Father Mo, I'm going to guess that they're either newcomers or they are summer courtiers. That will be a guess.
2 reasons to get in trouble.
Well, summer has a way of getting themselves known.
Just what
Anyways,
we need.
I'm just out doing some groceries, so don't let me keep you.
Goblin nanners, selling goblin nanners. There's like goblin who wants to sell you goblin bananas.
Well,
No thanks.
I guess I'll go check out
looking
the.
for groceries.
Well, I might
Yeah,
as well
I
just
am.
stay with you. I'm looking for the girls. So,
Well,
I got no girls for sale. I'm sorry. I only got goblin nanners.
Well, if you need me, just holler. I'll answer.
thanks. I shouldn't be too far.
So, Goblin Nanners, you said.
We'll cut there because I don't have any stats relevant to goblin banana. In the meantime, girls, Joshua just goes, well, I'll let you walk around. There's plenty to see. But
Wait,
I
you
got
bring-
very little to show.
You bring 2 girls out in the night and then you leave them to walk around?
This is like if I was bringing you at the shopping mall, I don't have to babysit you.
Oh, and us girls were supposed to go on a shopping spree with no money.
You don't need no money here.
Okay. What do we need?
You can buy anything at any price.
So this
Very
is
reassuring.
fake deals. This is
It's
gonna
just
screw us
goblins.
over?
It's not as worrisome, but make sure not to sell your soul or something.
Mhm. You're abandoning
But
us.
you know, you can sell anything. Your hair colors, that has a price.
Not if it's glamour. Okay.
And you can buy different hair colors.
And what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I was looking for goblin bananas.
Then we could go search for golden bananas with you.
If you want.
I'm not gonna get tricked again. So
I'm not looking to
Have it.
trick anyone. I'm trying to make you live.
you perhaps not, but we don't know them.
Well, we know them pretty well. They're not your enemies. They're not your friend. They're merchant. It's basically just like in real life.
So, that begs the question: are goblins moral persons? Moral entities?
I think there would hardly be more neutral.
I mean, in the eyes of the law, like corporations.
There's no law here. There's not even time.
Yeah.
Maybe I take your rest. What do we do?
Like, you've been prisoner of Arcadia for God knows how long. Not gonna keep you in chain in a church or in leash to walk around.
That's fair. Alright. And when does this end?
You've got 1 hour. Well,
And then,
56 minutes by now.
and then
Well, they pack up and leave.
okay.
So,
What do we
Better get going.
you
what do
better
we
get
meet
going
up?
if you want to see everything.
What do we meet up?
Let's meet up over the little cafe over there.
Okay, 1 hour.
Fine with me.
And you go on your own. Both girls shopping. There's like a merchant, like a 2 feet tall goblins, just Self-loathing, who wants self-loathing? Get yours
Got
for
plenty of them.
just the name of your firstborn.
Next,
Can I interest you in some self-loathing, miss?
lo siento.
Wow.
No.
They really do have everything.
I'm useless.
If you start buying it, you'll have a lot.
That's what happened when you drink from your stock.
That's the Tony.
The joke just read on my type stick up. Oh my gosh.
That's the Tony Montana rule.
Alright. Let's die in the next place.
Let's just see if there's anything interesting.
So we're gonna keep walking.
And you walk, there's I'm gonna say a lady goblin, but goblins are hardly sexual beings. But she presents in a feminine way, albeit large and full
Miss
on the literal sense.
misshapen.
No, she's fat.
Okay.
Well, she's a goblin, so maybe she's just like that. It's probably not even fat.
Who
I'm
are you
not
to
here to
assume what they're
judge.
supposed to look like?
Yeah, that's just normal. And she just, oh, you two, you look so skinny. Should eat something.
No. Not
So
big fan.
small. Could grow a bit.
Maggie throwing Gab under the bus. We sell pies.
Or the Fey Mount.
And
to be
also
specific.
pies.
Are you assuming that we're skinny and we should eat more because we have to look like you and you're the gnome? You're what we should refer ourselves to be?
Not when I set up shop in Boston.
Yeah, I'm spitting fire.
The goblin started. He only
Uh,
got the pants.
Not quite interested in your food.
Are you looking for something?
Perhaps love at first sight, the end of the world, or peace everywhere. I don't know.
Love at first sight comes at a pretty hefty price, but I can tell you where you find it.
You mean there's actually that in this market?
Of course. Oh, first time. Here. The first slice is on me.
What does it do, lady?
S, just a pie. Made with goblin fruits. Can make you see colors.
Sea colors.
Yeah, okay. That was fishy.
I also got a self-loathing pie. I made business with the other ones over there.
No, thank you.
It tastes so bland. Oh, I don't think I can ever taste again. Never could have done better anyway.
So
Oh,
you walk around trying to get not to get swindled by various goblin sellers. You find shops that are interesting, but for which you don't really want to pay the price of their product. Like Love at First Sight, pretty damn expensive, for example. Maybe one day when you get rich and famous or something. But for the moment, you scarcely can afford anything without paying a hefty price that would, not be fun to pay. And eventually you see a tent. Like a chapiteau. It's not super big, but definitely bigger than the others. Like, it doesn't have a storefront. You need to go inside.
what do you think we're gonna find in there?
Can you repeat? We didn't hear well.
What do you think we're gonna find in there?
To be honest, I don't know. We saw a lot of weird shit.
Do you wanna go?
Fuck yeah!
Amelia just
Vamos.
You only live once. I have been broken. Oh, I saw some shit. I can do more.
So the two adventurous young changeling enter the big tent, just as Francois J. roll for perception, which is wits composure.
With the best dice.
The best.
In World of Darkness 10, you re-roll, right?
Yes, then explode.
Do changeling have a special rule like vamps, or is it 8, 9, 10?
8, 9, 10. I didn't even explain the rules for the girls.
That's
Or
okay.
anybody.
We'll get there.
Francois, got a one?
We'll figure it
Yes,
out.
1. It's still new word, so 1 success is enough, right?
Yep. And I didn't impose penalties. I could have, but we're there for. It's the intro game. So you both managed to see the two girls entering a tent. But for you two, it's a little more disconcerting. Because sure, neither of them had ever seen that tent before. Because they never went to the goblin market. But neither did you. And usually the goblin market is the same goblin in the same market.
We're,
You
we're,
recognize
we're
Mark.
like-
we're either side of an alley, and we both see that at the same time, and we just look at each other. You ever saw that tent?
It's the first time I see that marquee here.
They have a tent. They must, well, have plenty.
And it's pretty big compared to the rest of things.
I'm going to take a look. You want to come?
Yeah.
We walk towards the entrance.
If they're newcomers, we should definitely go and check.
Yeah.
So, girls, you enter. There are so many things inside of that. I wouldn't say labyrinthic. I don't know. It's
Labyrinthian.
labyrinthian, but almost. It's like you go into assignments today.
Or I
boy.
find that Labyrinthian is worse because Labyrinthian puts mirrors.
Oh, you get the idea of, a large shop with lots of places to see.
Is it bigger on the inside?
It looks pretty proportional, but the tent from the outside was pretty large in its own right.
Yeah.
It's so full of things, and it's not neatly arranged like it would be in assignments. It's just stuff piled on top of the others. There are a few displays here and there, but mostly it's just shit piled on top of one another. Well, shit. There are a couple very neat things there and very shiny items, but you couldn't know exactly what they do.
It's stuff.
If you rub that lamp, Robin Williams comes out of it.
Wow. So you press forward, looking at the things. Maybe it's the most interesting things you've seen all night. And just behind you, you hear a voice in the distance. It's not someone that's there. You notice that there's like static in the voice, like it's a radio playing. And the two men get in the tent, not seeing immediately the two girls, but they hear the same voice. And when you come in, it just says like, "And you're listening to Boston Radio." And a song starts. And there's like this neat little soundtrack as you walk down the alleys, exploring something nicely familiar. The girls are pretty careless and carefree, while our two boys are kind of worried about what's going on here.
Alright, should we just pull them out?
What you say?
Should we just pull them out?
Well, as curious as I am to what's going to happen here, yes.
Girls, eventually you arrive around what you would say is the middle. And there's a tall goblin. He's got a ringmaster outfit like in a circus. And he would be towering over all of you if he wasn't constantly just hunched with his leg a little, bent. So he's about your size, but he's probably a good 8-9 feet. And he's got that wide, toothy smile. And honestly, he's just straight up vibing. He's just dancing. And he's got some moves at that. They're a little disconcerting because he's so tall and bizarrely shaped, but hey, he's got moves. And he's like looking at his wares and things. Maybe he's just doing an inventory and it's boring, so he does it while dancing. But in the middle of the room, he's almost dancing around it. There's a cage.
I immediately stopped dancing.
And I'll
see?
assume you
I
two
think
arrive like few seconds after the girls do.
Yes?
What do you think is that? Oh, hi! Policia, hello!
Hi.
How interesting, says the goblin. His skin is gray and there's moss growing on his head instead of hairs and on his hands. And he's smiling. How interesting. Hello.
Gals, step away from the goblin.
And he's still like he's talking to you and still just banging his shoulder.
Who may you be?
Camarero?
What did you say?
Is something the matter, Camarero? The
Oh.
barman.
I should be the one to ask. Those who come here have business that they don't know about yet.
Am I the only one concerned about this situation?
No.
I finally
No.
got my accent, guys. I finally got it. It took me hours.
Is that supposed to be a southern US accent?
I tried real
It
hard.
was. I think
Okay.
it was.
Best tip for southern US accent: upper lip stiff. It doesn't work. It doesn't move.
It doesn't move.
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
That is so hard to do.
We'll do.
I'm gonna hold myself
my
like
dear.
that for the rest of the
Oh my
day.
dear.
Anyway, I finally
Perfect
found
voice.
my accent, so
So-
let's do this.
By the way, Thaddeus, you are there.
Okay.
You know exactly where you are. But...
It's the goblin.
So those who come here have business that they don't know about yet.
I
We-
cannot
Who,
believe I have
who may you
done
be?
this.
We've never seen you around this freehold.
Oh, why? I'm Mr. Mosscackle. You do know that the market is friendly called the Midnight Market of Mr. Muskackle.
Yeah, les deux anciens se sentent plus petits dans leurs shorts soudainement.
I'm not
It's
sure.
really hard to smile so wide for so long.
Oh my god.
Ugh.
That was adorable.
Are you
Oh.
looking for something? Or perhaps it is fate that has brought you here.
Oh, Mouscackle, don't you see that you're frightening those poor girls? Just let them be, for Lord's sake.
Is
Not
Tony
trying
in the
to
cage?
scare anyone. Yeah, he's straight up in the cage. That is
Okay.
very unpleasant for any changeling here to see someone in a cage.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
an iron cage?
Yeah. Because you could hardly keep a changeling in chains.
Anywhere
were
else.
They not iron.
What is going on here?
Well, nothing but business.
Yes.
Why is it that you have someone in a cage?
You can sell anything here, don't you know?
He's Wes.
You're selling someone.
Of course he is.
Well, I suppose he has bought me from my previous owner.
And I've been most kind.
How much?
Oh. Probably more than you could.
Calm down.
Probably
Don't
more.
accept anything. What's your name?
Selling.
Boyo.
Me?
Hey.
Thaddeus Warren.
Why you in there?
Where should I start?
I think he's Wes.
Because he
that's
was
why
bold
he's in
is
there.
the answer. But it's company policy not to make friends with wares.
How much?
Well,
Gab, you're gonna feel a cold, rocky hand place itself on your shoulder. It's not menacing or anything, but it's very much like telling you to calm down.
how do you value a human life? It seems very important to you.
Well, you seem to be able to value a human life.
Yes.
I didn't see many sellers not telling the price.
Well, the girls are novices. Why not show them?
What's in it for you? Why do you care about this stranger?
Well, because some people do have a bit of common sense and common decency.
Oh, shush
Muskackle.
you.
I think, Mr. Muskackle, that you would understand, if anything else, solidarity. Solidarity.
A noble sentiment. But it is not high enough a price.
I know. But you ask why I care. Why I care. Solidarity. So, how much?
My Muskackle, I would rather believe that you wouldn't be able to recognize nobility that hit you in the face. I'm quite stunned, you know the meaning of the word.
Oh, but you are very expensive. But I am feeling in a most generous mood.
30% off? 30% off?
I love mortal music. It has a way to put a smile on my face.
I'm getting my guitar, I'll be right back.
No! Let's make a deal. I've lost something. I don't know what it is or where it's been, but If you can find me that till next I come, I will give him the boy then, if I didn't sell it already.
How are
Just
we
a
supposed to? How are we supposed to find something you don't even know what it is and what it is and what it's supposed to look like?
How about we buy him now? Give him now, and we'll bring you the goods. We know how contracts work.
And that is a very bad contract you would have me sign.
5 people will be better to find your thing.
Well, I'm sure you have plenty of friends to help you.
Again, Moss Cackle, you must have expanded your vocabulary because
And
friends, nobility, this is.
right. So
Stop raising your damn price, son.
Oh, I'm trying to lower it.
So
I'm hoping that I'll annoy him enough into giving me away.
I don't give anything. So,
if you keep him around till next you come, and if we bring you your trinket, then we get him. How's that sound? Because we don't work for free.
well, I don't sell for free. Everything has a price. Everybody has a price.
Fuck you, Ralph.
Look, I'm not asking you to give it to him, to give him to us. But what I'm saying is, we get your thing, and next month come back, and just so happens that you sold him, and we have your thing. We worked for you for free.
I can put him in the reserve if you want insurance.
If you want what?
But I doubt that you have enough of 40 minutes to find what you need. So it will wait until next month.
Yes. So keep him till next month.
Well, I reckon it would certainly help if I did tell you what he's looking for.
Yes.
It would.
What is it?
Yes.
Also, you know, little weasel you are.
I have big eyes, Mr. Grassy Laugh. I do have plenty of things that I see, and rather.
Just tell us. Just tell us what it is.
There was an orb that a sleeping man stole. He tried to walk around camp a few days back. When he woke up, he disappeared. He looked quite normal, to be honest. That surprised me.
How interesting. Then, I guess there is no helping it. If I want to see my orb, I guess these poor souls are gonna need help.
Oops.
So, let's make it this. You can take my ware for the month. And when I next come, you give me the orb. And you keep the boy. Is that not a generous offer if I've ever seen one?
Short of having
Nice.
the orb. What happens then?
What was that? What was that?
Short of having the orb, what happens then?
Oh. Well, if I lend you my goods for a month, maybe you could lend yourself to me for a month, should you fail. Is that not the most equivalent exchange that could be done?
So you've lost that
shit
orb.
stinks.
How did you lose that orb?
If I knew, maybe we wouldn't be here.
Well, he's rather terrible at keeping his property, but
I have so
I do
much, but still, if someone stole it, I want it back.
That sounds reasonable.
So, is that a deal? You have a month. Find me my orb, and you keep the boy.
That sounds
And if
about
you fall short of bringing the orb, I take one of you for a month. Just
Fine,
a month, not 2.
I'll work with you for a month. At the end of it,
Have you always been that self-sacrificatory? That's not healthy.
for a month
Like, I don't-
only, human time. Here, in this world.
That's
Go.
not what was it.
Go.
You said
Okay.
stop
So
being so rash.
you lend us the boy. You lend us the boy. Find your orb. Come next month, we give you your orb. And if we didn't have it, if we don't have it, take back the boy, and one of us works for you for a month.
Precisely. Tis the fairest price I can give. And I do think it is very honest.
Nicholas, are you in this?
What kind of what kind of work is he gonna make us do?
He's a goblin. I think
You
you can use
wouldn't
your
wanna know.
imagination.
he lends us to Phase for a time.
When they're either too lazy or unskilled, well, rental is good.
So, yes,
I would simply
More
are
reason
you
to
still
succeed.
are you still up for that bargain?
More reason to succeed.
No
We-
one should be in a cage.
We cannot let that boy in that cage for another month.
well, that is
You can't
much
pass this offer.
that is a much kind sentiment. Thank you very much, little lady.
All right,
Yeah,
We
yeah.
agree.
Thank us when we get you out of here.
all right, then we agree.
Marvelous.
You take one of us at the end of the month short of the orb.
And the boy as well,
Of course.
of course. All right. We do have a deal, I reckon. And he goes to, he's got that large ring with tons of keys attached to it.
Of course
And-
he does. It rattles and clinkles.
Oh, yeah. And takes out one key, puts it in the keyhole of the cage. And as you come out, he passes a silver chain around your neck.
Jewelry you shouldn't have.
Oh, don't worry. It's on the house. And it immediately just vanishes as it's around your neck. You couldn't even feel it. So when come next month, if you would prefer to leave, well, we'll have ways to bring you back. But I'm sure you wouldn't be so dishonest.
I take my little notepad and write down the terms.
The deal.
Yeah, write down the deal.
So I guess this is the business you had to come do here.
Like it?
Unless you're interested in buying eyes. I just got new ones.
I like
I
mine,
was,
thank you very much.
I was doing my groceries, but I'll pass. Thank you very much, Mr. Muscackle. And, well, I will thank you for coming round to Boston occasionally.
You are very good businessman. It was a pleasure. And we will see each other's in 30 days.
Well, Rias,
Yes, well,
welcome to
thank you
Boston.
very much. Where?
Boston.
Boston.
Are we in the colonies?
Shoo now.
I have
Oh.
so many questions.
Yes.
Well, come.
Well,
Able-
let's not stay any longer than we have to in presence of this dreadful individual.
Yes.
Um,
Well, a little bit of warning. It will be a bit of a shock when you come out.
What do you mean?
Well,
And
I mean, have you
we
seen
are
that?
we are in the colonies, but what's the last year you remember?
Well, the year of our good Queen Victoria, 1836.
and just as you say that,
Yeah.
1830, and you get out the tent, and you might as well be in another Arcadian realm. There are spires of twisted metal and crystal towering in the skies, orb lighting the cobblestone streets.
Welcome to Boston.
Deep breaths now. No need to. I know.
Keep him here. I'll go fetch my car. My car.
We can do that. Good there, man.
Are you okay?
I might need a moment.
Have a seat.
I was selling moments. You're looking for a moment? And there's this
Yep.
goblin
You
trying.
mind your own damn business.
Buying
Shut up!
epiphanies. Buying epiphanies.
Bob, barbecue and portable massage.
Selling businesses. If you don't have one, you can take one. You better take care of it.
It's just a quest board.
What?
My God, sorry.
I'll take one.
Oh, the highest bidder.
Burps and farts.
Burps and farts. Burps and farts.
So we'll go back to existential dread.
Take 3.
Thank you.
Yes. So back to existential dread.
What year are we in?
I'm not sure I want to tell him.
23.
2012, year of our Lord.
13. You forgot a
13.
year. Not that it matters. For him. I lost my accent again, god damn it.
Hey. It's fine. My Boston accent isn't great.
We
We'll
have
have
to
to-
work on it.
And then he's just gonna be looking around, bedazzled. At some point, he's gonna turn around. Is this another trap? Another fantasy of the mind?
Yeah, this
Keeping
seems
me-
like a normal skyscraper. Should
Another
have
twist.
said that.
And turn of those dreadful fates.
I think he needs to sit down. Just follow me. There's a bench like 2 feet away.
He's gonna follow you.
I'm gonna let him sit. Did anyone have a water bottle? I don't trust any of those goblins around
Water
here.
bottles. Water bottles. Only one
I don't trust
fingernail
this
per water bottle.
Pond waters and frogs.
I didn't
Yeah.
Only
The
a
water
fingernail
bottles
per
around here
water
are probably
bottles.
full of illnesses and all the likes. I wouldn't trust them if I were you.
How much for the water bottle?
Don't buy some water bottle from there. It's gotta be cursed.
A
I'm betting.
fingernail, nothing but.
It ain't no cursed water. It's
Oh,
pond
okay,
water.
it's fine then.
Murky.
It's for the texture.
I'm sorry. I believe you've already given me a great kindness by getting me out of this dreadful predicament. But would there be, by any chance, could I bother one of you for a place to stay? I'm afraid that I used to have an estate, but it is quite far, and I'm not sure.
It's no problem.
I
Padre
went
has
to
a
get
lot
my
of rooms
car,
for-
so I went to
Yeah,
get my
you
car. So
arrived
Jay,
shortly around
Maybe
that moment. It's convenient.
It would be no problem. Padre has a lot of room for a lot of people.
So, what did I miss?
Not much. We're gonna bring him to Padre.
Well, certainly not as much as me.
well,
200 and something years.
you could, Father Mo could take him. Otherwise, we can bring him to this to the spring court. It will be to the spring court. It would be, well, my pleasure. I could take him in my car.
Well, I think
Cool.
he'll be fine
So the
with
Queen
all
has
that.
retaken the colonies.
Oh dear.
Not
Uh,
quite.
Yeah.
Do I tell him? I feel like I'm the one
Nope.
that come from the south and
Nope.
he's-
No.
Okay.
No. We'll do a history lesson when we're seated on couches and with a good stiff drink.
Hey, one step
Oh.
at a time.
Yes, that I do recognize the need of, and I do believe that would be most welcome and necessary.
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
sure it's gonna taste like you expect.
Sorry?
alcoholic.
I'm not sure the drinks are gonna taste like this. It's like
Yes, alcoholic. If you have some opium, I would take gladly as well.
That's what I thought.
Yep. I don't think I have any blunts with
I'm-
me right now.
I maybe could arrange something, but maybe not opium per se.
Well, then let's settle for some...
Says the cop in uniform.
You do not look like a constable, I'll have you know. Well then, I'll settle for some good old-fashioned whiskey. Would you have that?
We do have some very
Yeah,
good.
that we do.
Is it old fashioned?
Bust out the Johnny Walker.
So I guess we go at somewhere?
Where do you plan on going?
If we go to have alcohol, maybe let's go to a bar.
No.
Wait,
No.
we had to meet up with Joshua.
Okay, a church. That's right, Joshua.
Say to
poor lad.
Joshua you would go see him.
Yeah, I was bringing him around to the spring court.
We all want to bring him somewhere different. This is gonna be a problem.
I
Well,
don't
we both
want
want
to
to bring.
Figure it out.
Anyway, it's not like my vote has much weight around here.
But yeah,
I'm
I was
kind of
bringing.
new myself.
Well, we
I was
both
bringing
want
him
to
around
bring
the
to
spring court.
Padre.
Well, as said,
But-
I'm not opposed, but I have my car. I have everything that I need to take care of him, and it's something I've done times.
I mean, he's the driver.
I might bringing him around to Father Mo. I'm not sure we have. Think we have beds?
Not very. Like, there are couches.
Yes, is my. I think we have beds.
You've got like couches. It's
Anyway,
probably better
you're
than
the
a cage
driver.
anyway, but
Yeah,
You're the driver. You
Let's-
did a
let's
pretty
just-
good job when we arrived.
Let's just go to Moe's. It'll be simpler.
I'm following you guys.
stop by.
You have to stand up for yourself, girl.
Well, I reckon I don't have much of a choice than following you.
I'll stop by the bowling alley if only to pick up.
Well, I mean, we're on
Essentials.
food if you don't follow us.
Well, did you do your shopping?
Exactly. I did
dreadful.
not pick anything. That's the smart shopping around here, apparently.
That's
Well,
where we're stopping tonight.
I
No
always-
buying anything else.
Well, I always
You've done
trade a
enough trouble.
few. I always trade a few Tales of Woe for some fruit. So, if you want a fruit, they're good.
Maybe we should have gotten that pie to go.
But
Oh well. There was one of self-loading. It looked very bland.
yeah, no, I tried once. Don't recommend. I trade Tales of Woe for Fruits of Comfort.
That sounds quite delightful.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, up.
So,
Yeah,
Officer Casey Winners of the Spring Court. I don't think we have a crossed path.
Ok, je pensais que c'était pas la Tony.
Girls, he's talking to you.
This Scrooge?
I'm talking to the
We
girls
already know
mostly.
him.
Well, you did cross paths because you're the one who found
Yeah.
him on the beach.
Oh yeah,
We know
right.
you.
Fine.
Yeah, we were the stowaway. You kind of forgot for a second there.
It's okay.
Maybe the Goblin Market is very fond of memories. Do you remember buying something? Hold up. Maybe you don't.
Anyways, let's go, and then we'll talk about that all. So we get into the cop car.
All of you?
Oh,
I suppose
dear.
so.
Wait.
Okay. My
I'm good.
proposition is to put him in the middle seat so he doesn't panic too much.
Joshua, we need to leave him a note.
Oh,
You have paper?
I'll just head to.
yes.
If you're going to the Spring Court,
No, we're going to.
I'm just stopping for essentials like, well, whiskey. Frankly,
Father Mo is not big on whiskey.
I have a few good bottles, and I'm happy to share.
He doesn't have to know.
à ressource 2, j'ai-tu un char? Je sais pas. Ralph?
Si tu veux, tu pourrais avoir un auto.
J'assume que c'est pas mes bouteilles personnelles, mais que c'est juste comme, tu sais, la cour qui en a pour les
Ouais.
accueils puis des trucs comme ça. Je pense que la cour va être bien grillée en alcool puis en stock de party.
Vous êtes
But
deckés
Casey-
par les parties, là.
Casey.
Hmm.
I have some at the bar. Just grab him.
Perfect.
I'll meet
Perfect.
you there. I have my own car.
Good.
So,
Good luck.
old-timey man, what was your name again?
Thaddeus Warren.
Thaddeus. You don't hear a lot of those name those days.
Well, it was rather common in my time.
Where are you from?
London.
Huh.
Raised and born in the streets of the Great One.
That explains the Queen thing.
Never felt like leaving for the colony, did you?
Oh, I have actually. Well, I have a friend. Well, I should say I had a friend, which was around quite the writer. We did have very prolific exchanges with letters, but well,
Okay.
I doubt that any normal humans would live past 100, let alone 200 years.
Not many do.
Technically, you would
And
even be
so-
surprised that they live further than 50.
And as such, I would be as well rather surprised that if I had any more contact around here.
Well, we'll probably be able to. We may be able to find some descendants or something. So, I'm having Tony sit in the back of my car. Technically, I suppose my cop car is going to be like SUVs, like a Ford Explorer police cruiser. So black, white, the lights at the top and everything.
Sure, because U.S. and spending too much on police forces is just.
Yep.
They make
That is
sense.
indeed
and
quite an issue.
SUVs as
Yeah.
police vehicles make a lot of sense, but that's another story altogether.
Anyway, if that's what you want to have, that is it. It's okay.
But
I realized that
they're pretty much standard now. So
I realized that I had not described how he looked, his non-glamour form.
Mm.
So he has these blonde curls that kind of fall around that kind of crown his head in a very laid back and not reckless but carefree way. He does not have a beard nor a single hair on his chin. His jaw is striking, and he looks clean shaven. He has this very pleasant face. He is absolutely strikingly beautiful, like one in very much many. He have this square jaw, jawline on which you could cut yourself, a very fine nose, light eyebrows, and these, as said, dirty blonde curls around his face.
You remind me a detail I didn't say earlier.
Mhm.
You know the guy that you saw that has the thing you're looking for?
Mhm.
Like, you didn't see much of him, but his skin was fair and so were his hairs.
Okay.
That sounds like a Disney rhyme. His skin was fair and so was his hair.
I
Welcome
didn't
to
plan it,
Changeling.
but I didn't plan it, but when I was, it just went. So, y'all get in the police car.
I'm getting in front, shotgun, because I'm not getting in the back of that car.
I love you saying shotgun as a police officer.
well,
I'll
you know the rule: don't touch anything.
and he kind of looks a bit bedazzled. Where are the horses?
You probably won't be denatured too much on the fact that you're now sitting on like just a plastic bench.
No, the bench itself. But he's just like, this is a carriage without horses. Is it powered by steam?
In
Yeah,
some
it is.
complex way, yes. It's
And who?
wait.
Who-
Explosion engines.
Now he's searching.
He was from pre-industrialized time.
That's fair.
I highly doubt there were any manners of cars in.
Well, the first
early
commercial internal combustion engine is 1860, so he.
No,
There
that's
were
why he
maybe.
like he knows coal. He knows those things, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't know about like a car or anything.
Car
Well,
as we know today.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no. It's internal combustion.
And how, pray, in such a small habitable, how would you shovel the coal in?
We moved away from coal.
I'm gonna have a field trip with this guy.
Well,
We
The
have
guy's
more.
coming from Arcadia, and he's asking how we put coal in the machine.
We have more energy dense.
Magic.
We have
Magic,
more
like
energy
everything
dense
else.
fuels.
Magic.
Anyways, just sit back, relax. We'll be at a church in no time.
well, I'm anything but relaxed, but I suppose it's better than the iron bars.
You can. Well, you are currently in a sort of kind of cell, but you know.
Yeah, but anything would be
Yeah,
better
for
than the iron bars of the
Yeah.
Mosscackles
Yeah. So
clutches.
if you don't feel good, tell me. I'll stop by. But well, I need to come out and open the door. Just so you know.
Right?
Yeah.
I would expect nothing less. And I drive off.
You drive to the bar first?
I stop by the
No, you wanted to go to the court.
I stopped by the court to just to mention that we have a newcomer and that there's a newcomer in the freehold, and grab like a good bottle of whiskey and then be on my way.
So he stops in front of a bowling.
A garish building adorned with lights representing just stuff.
It doesn't tell you
Bottles?
much, but yeah, it looks like bottles and bowls.
Is this the bar?
No.
You get inside and there's
I don't bring him in if he doesn't want to.
Oh no,
I
he's
wouldn't-
he's stunned, but at the same time he looks curious.
Okay, well, so I'm going in and I'll be right back.
Okay.
So you go in. It's the bowling was still open, but everyone inside is still frozen because it's not been that long since you've been to the
Yeah,
market.
fair.
So it's still on pause. But there's the employee who is a changeling. His
his
name
name?
is Joey. Really, he's
Joshua.
not the owner or anything. He just works there to do his part and earn a little money. He's not very old. It's an ogre, but despite being an ogre, he looks more akin to like a goblin. He's not big. He's more sturdy skin, sure, but he's meh. But otherwise, he's pretty okay. He got like that little coat jacket thing with the bowling alley name.
Hey, Joey.
Hey there, Casey. Whatever's happening for you to be here on market night?
We have a newcomer.
You didn't have any better way to say that? It's fine. Can I do something for you or for him?
We're taking him to Fanamo, so I was just
That is the sensible thing to do.
taking the welcome package. He asked for some opium. I don't know if we have any strong.
I don't deal with that. I'm just cashier at the bowling.
Called Jeff, but he's in a holding cell. I put him in.
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
That sounds like a Jeff problem. Just didn't have to get caught. What?
Well, I guess it's fair, but you know the guy. Hey,
Yep, that's why I put him in a holding cell.
Take care of the new person, and
Yeah.
well, whatever you take, just you're the one in charge anyway. Do whatever. I'm not the one to tell you.
So I head into the offices and I take, good bottle of whiskey and pot, I think. Because I didn't want to go like full heroin because that would be harsh, but pot I think would be fine. I was thinking because opium is harsh. Opium is hard stuff.
You can find some marijuana,
Yeah, I'll
there.
take some pot because our pot is like leagues stronger than it was before.
And clean because you get it from a reputable source.
Yes.
Jeff.
It's not legal yet, but
So you quickly grab the things. You go in the back room behind the lanes, and there a door written engine room. And
it's
behind
just a
that door
lounge.
is just a lounge with cushions, sofas, everything to be really chill. And usually there's always a thick smoke on the ceiling because there's always someone consuming something and people littering the floor because they're there. But right now a lot of the people are at the market, so it's pretty empty.
I walk into
Very
the room
empty.
and somebody yells "Cop!" and then they just realize it's me.
It's very empty.
Eerily so.
And as you grab a thing or two behind the counter, you're faced with the door of the office of the queen. And it's closed when it used to always be open for anyone to come in. You linger for a moment, wondering if one day that door will be open for someone again.
I see the door and I go through a few of my notes. Let's take a short moment.
You look at your notes, the questions you have left to answer. But at this hour and with no new development, it's on the harder side to make conclusions. So you sigh, finish packing up, and rejoin the others at your car.
Sorry for the wait.
Anyway, that was.
Hmm?
That took quite some time.
We talked a bit.
Got a lot of paperwork?
No. Well, took care of it before my shift, and otherwise I'll take care of it after. Paperwork can wait. You'll come as first. You come as first. So, we'll go to someplace familiar. So, in a sense, church should be fine. And so we head to the church.
I'm certainly hoping we're talking about an Anglican church. I'm not going to any of those Catholics' hellholes.
It would be Protestant, I believe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
Protestant is fine. They're alright.
Oh,
So-
dear Lord above.
you drive next to a church, pretty big because it's, Boston is a big city. With architecture that rings true to your experience of the world, Thaddeus.
Boston
And
is
you go
also an old city.
Yeah, so it's maybe not all of it is the original, but the architecture is still very familiar. World.
Oh boy, I had a freeze.
We back?
Yes.
All right. So Casey drives to the presbytery just right next to the church. I bet he drops you off. Who's going in? Who's not? Everyone?
Oh, I'm going in.
Going in.
Oh,
I
you two.
live there right now.
Yep.
Nicholas.
I'm probably already inside since they had a detour.
Oh yeah, you went to the.
But the door is locked.
Yeah, you arrive. Let's roll back a bit, Nicholas. You go back to the bar, get your car, go to the presbytery. Of course, they're not there yet because they had a little longer to do. And, well, the door is locked.
I wait patiently outside.
I'll be right back. I'm still hearing you.
I just lean against the entrance and wait for them to show up.
So eventually, they do show up. The police car stops, and all the friends come out to play.
Oh, darn. I completely forgot we, who goes in to open the door?
I will go. Can you help me up?
Yep, I'll
And
help you up.
just as you say that, everyone makes a perception check.
Wait, okay, Majal, as you guys try to not open the door, I'll just do a what are you doing?
So
We're changelings.
Or best.
do a perception check which is wits and composure. You roll that many 10-sided dice, and every 8, 9, and 10 are successes.
Les 10 explosent.
10s are re-rolled if you get 10s.
So wit and composure, the number of dice. I got that. I'm gonna roll that. All right. This was the worst damn thing I ever did in my life. I had I have one success, a lot of 2s, and 1.
All right. I'm gonna introduce something because this is actually the first real check we do.
But Chapu isn't there.
He
It's
can
okay.
hear us.
He can hear. When you make a check in WoD 2nd edition, you can, if you fail, like, let's say someone here fails. Here it's not going to be relevant, you can't do it, but if you fail a check, you can decide to make it a dramatic failure. Fail extraordinarily, have big setbacks because of your failure, but in exchange, gain experience points. Here, I would say there is no dramatic failure risk because you're just seeing something, and spoiler, it is not dangerous. But at any time, if you
Thank
fail
God.
once per scene, you can gain one. Well, it's a beat. It's called a beat.
It's a fraction of an XP.
It's a fraction of it, but we'll get into that at another time. So you get a fraction of an XP in exchange of failing miserably and having consequences to your actions.
Just maybe to give some context as to how bad a dramatic failure is. It's pretty much proportional to how hard it is to actually dramatic fail. You roll a bunch of d10, you roll them, and you get successes, and then it's done. But not having any successes is just a failure. Having no successes and a 1 is just a failure. To really to have a dramatic failure, you need to have no dice, in which case you roll a single chance die, which has its own rules. But if you roll a 1 on that one die, then it's a dramatic failure. They're super rare to just roll.
Well, we say it's super rare, but then again, Francois plays with us and has a history.
Okay.
But it happens, and in 2nd edition, we're encouraged to give more penalties, so chance dice should be happening more. But you can always choose to dramatically fail for experience. I encourage you to suck.
Yeah, but my point is, like, they're rare to just roll.
But if you roll it, you still get
so making them so the fact that they're rare makes them very bad when they fall on your face, or when you choose to have them. They're terrible. They're terrible.
So they're gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So everyone who succeeded the check of perception.
What?
All right. Everyone except Marie, you see the curtains of the presbytery closing. Like one of the curtains.
Who came
Francois,
in? What's his ID?
Francois, you can see every wrinkle on Father Moe's face. And on his face is a little smirk, like, kids. And so while you're pondering on how to go back through the window, some of you see Father Moe seeing you and closing the curtains. So you can assume he's probably coming to the door.
Leon, let me down. He's coming. Leon.
Why are we climbing through the window?
Because it is fun.
I reckon she was trying to sneak in.
We kind of left without the door key.
Don't you have butlers to open the door for you?
Oh dear, I realize we'll have to explain to him about
we don't have that kind of money.
Oh.
Right.
Oh dear God.
Buenas
Oh,
tardes,
here you
padre.
are.
Father, we have a new arrival.
And please come in. And he moves out of the way so he can get inside.
Father,
Are you quite all right, young man? He brings you to to the living room, basically. There's a TV there and lots of things you don't know anything about. But there's a couch and you can relate to that.
I do go sit on couch and I look around and I go, yeah, yes, I believe I am. I would. I'm still not quite sure that I'm not in the Arcadia right now, but
Well, I can assure you that you're not. Never been there myself, and I pray the Lord that I never do see it.
let us hope that
Well-
it is not the case.
Well,
I'm
you know what's not of the Fae?
Whiskey in the house of the
Good
Lord.
old Scottish liquor. Good old Scottish liquor.
You had to bring it out
sorry.
in the front of our father. Come on.
Oh, believe me, Father, I've known of much more terrible things that have been done in the church.
Only one glass, no more.
Padre?
Technically, we are not in the church, we're in the presbytery. Rules don't apply the same.
No, but that doesn't excuse it.
You can take it up to the spring court. Here,
Well, I
Euthydidus.
will give you a moment to wind down, and I'll go prepare the extra room for Mr. What's your name?
Thaddeus Warren,
Thaddeus. I'll prepare an extra room for you.
you are a most gracious host. Thank you very much, sir.
Well,
And
all are
as-
welcome in the house of the Lord.
as for you, Constable, I think I will go straight for the ball if you don't mind.
I will leave whatever I don't see. The Lord don't.
Padre. Ay, ay, ay.
He's like, I've seen Changeling come and go. We know how it is.
That's a glass.
All right. So I would imagine I'd start with the question, what did I miss? But I would believe that the answer might take a few hundred years to answer. So
Oh.
maybe
Depending on the level
Cut.
of details. Depending on the level of details, probably.
I'll take an accelerated course on the essentials. If
Welcome to the
Well-
US of A. I should have
The
started with that.
The colonies
very
are independent.
oh, I do know that, but still, they hadn't decided. The Union, I believe they were thinking of calling it.
Well, there was a war between the North and the South over, well, bad things.
And
That's neither
pray
here
tell
nor
me,
there.
hasn't? Mm-hmm.
Long story short, they named it the United States of America. And now it takes over most of America, at least the middle of it. Should I head for who's president? Should I
Technically,
detail or
he's already heard about the Civil War, Chapeau.
So,
Well,
if you want to roleplay
the-
the history
the
lesson,
s-
have a blast. I
the
know.
sun now sets on the British Empire.
Does it? That is a terrible
that would mean that the sun has
thing. Well, at least I do believe that
Actually-
we have. We still have India and most of China, I believe.
Well, actually, if you think about it, they still have Canada, kind of.
The Commonwealth.
Well,
Oh, but
The Commonwealth ain't England.
ownership.
a few acres of snow and nothingness. Who would want that?
as I stated, America is the middle of the thing, but
As-
Canada has the entire top.
Well, as
Oh
much
yes,
as
but,
I
but it's a desolate, wintry, cold deadline.
It's actually
I
As
love
much
him
as I
so
want to
much
agree.
already.
as much as I want to agree, Canada is its own country.
Dear Lord.
Yes, I recommend a lot of liquor. Electricity
you're also
has popularized a lot.
Electricity. Do you mean gas?
now
Hmm,
harvested lightning.
I imagine that we spend the next few hours
Yeah.
just discussing the various improvements of.
And I
Yeah.
reckon that by the end
So-
of it, you understand the importance
We
of
get-
human rights.
We get you. Yeah, I think a lesson in human rights is worked into the thing, and it's probably maybe not like frequent, but it's probably also not the first time I've had to get someone up to speed.
He's actually going to be very, very
Open-minded.
open-minded for someone of his time. Like, there will be a small passation on phrenology where he'll say, well, of course, the Black Man does have the head made for less of intellectual.
You'll say Negro. You will say Negro, and we'll be like,
Yes,
not
but
go
Antoine
there.
is not going to say that, especially not when we're streaming.
yeah.
Nonetheless,
Well, we are in a historical context, and we will be like, no.
The whole
Let's
world
nip
is-
that and say it
Stop.
happened.
Serena will
Yeah,
lose her shit.
that word is a hard no.
and
Yeah,
through
let's never say it again.
and you'll see his you'll see his openness by at some point he'll mention like yes I've had intercourse with many of them, and I men as well as women, and I have no qualms about
I don't
being
care about
next
me.
to exactly basically.
While
Put in
you're
the house
talking
of God.
about
Somebody mentioned
all
Oscar
your,
Wilde. Somebody mentioned Oscar Wilde.
while you're talking about your conquests, Father Mo comes back.
Padre, don't listen.
Your room is ready, and the time is very late. I'm sure you are probably all very tired. Well, I, for one, am.
Oh, yes, I
We-
reckon one should.
I'm sure it's
We may
very
have
eventful.
one last
Again,
topic to broach, and then
yes.
go.
Well, I will be to bed if ever something troubles you, Thaddeus. Do not hesitate to come and see me. I'm the room at the end of the corridor.
Thank you very much, Father. This is very gracious of you as a host.
Well, it is my mission to help those in need.
Thank
like
you a lot again.
Good night, everyone, and no running away again today. I think we've quite done enough.
Yes, Padre.
Sorry about that, Father.
Well,
Oh, don't worry. Good night.
Buenas tardes.
I love him, and if anything happens to him, I will kill
You know
everyone
what will
in this
happen.
room, and then myself.
Father,
And it will
I would
happen.
die for Father Mo from the Chronicles of Twigs and Reckoning.
before you go to bed, I think the lasses here have something to tell you about what happened over there. How we found Theodis.
Thaddeus.
Sorry. I can point at what point, and like, how involved is he in the changeling?
He doesn't
Community.
know a lot. He doesn't understand most of it. What he knows is that you are poor souls who have suffered more than anyone, and he wants to help you. But he's old. He's like 70. At this point, he should be retired, and he doesn't because he wants to care for the changeling here.
I don't
But
think it's
he
his
doesn't
business
get
to
it.
know anyway.
Yeah, okay. If he's not, I thought he was more like a go-to person for changeling. If he's not, then I won't tell him.
He's a
What
go-to like for help, but for changeling matters,
Yeah.
when it's
Okay.
the goblin market, he freezes. Like now it's 1 a.m. and things went back to normal.
He's there for like hospitality.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
fair.
he knows is that you're poor souls. He listens to your story because he's there for that. So he's heard a lot, but the specificity, the magic behind it, not so much.
Never mind that. Good night,
Alright.
Father.
Leon and I
Good
might
morning.
have to go out often in the next month, so we have
There,
We'll get
there
these
is
guys with us.
one
so-
last. There is one last subject I want to broach before I go. Well, my own way. Because we've done a history lesson, but well, a lot of things have changed with you. I'm sure that you noticed some of the signs. Big ears, weird people all around. Mr. Mosscackle, you were quite casual, but
Yes.
and I don't want you to
the
talk about. I don't want you
changes
to
of
open up. So, well, you are already comfortable with the concept of monarchy.
Yes.
Just realized that Obama is the president.
I know.
Good times.
It feels good to think.
Good times.
It's fine. Joe Biden is president.
Yes.
President-elect.
I just want to repeat. I just want to repeat those words. Joe Biden is president-elect.
Okay.
Hallelujah. So,
Keep going.
well, obviously you aren't human anymore.
I
But you
had
are-
thought as much as well.
But you are surrounded by like-minded, like-spirited people. We call ourselves changelings. And we didn't go through the same thing you did. Everyone's is different. But we understand. We understand the struggle that you went through and how it changed. And I just you are surrounded by friends. We organized. We keep Boston safe for all of us. Father Mo is quite aware of all of that business. He doesn't get himself involved in it. But he greets, he offers a bed, he helps. I am in charge of one of those groups. Sit in 4, sort of spring, autumn, summer, autumn, and winter. And as I said about monarchy, depending on the season, it's the current season that's king rules. It's not that absolute, complete rule that you probably used to. It's over the handful of people that we are deciding how business goes. But it keeps us safe. It keeps us safe from what you went through. So you'll have ton of questions, I'm sure. I'm here to answer them. Nicholas is there too. The girls probably have their own experiences if they want to help you through.
Surrounded by friends, eh? Well, that certainly would make for a nice and refreshing pace of things.
If you need to talk, I will. If you don't have any questions, I will leave you to go to bed. You probably had a long day, long weeks, and I think you'll enjoy nothing more than a warm bed, hot shower perhaps, some comfort, calm, silence. And if you need to talk to me or to Nicholas, you can ask Father Mo. Oh, the lovely ladies.
My phone number's on the fridge.
Oh, I shall send a
Yeah.
messenger for you.
Yeah, that's ask
No,
them.
Non, un
They'll
fucking
know.
pigeon voyageur.
I'll tell him. You don't have to worry. I'm reading quite an interesting book right now. You wouldn't believe all the things that happened in the last 10 years. Which seems
So-
not
That's
very
quite-
important face to the almost 200 years of that folk.
So if you need, let us know, and we'll be there.
Well, that is
Oh.
much appreciated, Constable.
I'll lean over to you to whisper in your ear, and can I do that?
Who's you? Who's you?
Tony's.
Who is you? Okay.
I have some. If anybody tries to spot me, I am doing some larceny.
I don't even know what
a
he's
cop doing larceny.
doing. The tools of the trade.
Gotta be one to
Off.
find
I have
one.
I have no successes, so it's not very subtle. But I am slipping a joint into your pocket.
What?
At this point, we
And-
all see it. We're like, eh.
I lean close into you and say like, may not have opium, but I slipped smoke in your pocket. Smoke it.
And you, sir,
To-
will certainly not smoke that in the house of God.
Not in the church. Yeah, not in the
Oh,
church.
dear girl, I have done so much worse in the house of God.
That doesn't mean
Yeah,
we should go
I would ask. I will be with. Gab, rappelle-moi ton nom.
Serena. Yes, no, I understand. No blasphemies for this kind of father.
Well, frankly, yeah, mostly out of respect for the hospitality of the father.
Yes, absolutely. I shall go to face something else some other time.
This father's nice. He never said I would go to hell.
And why would you? I mean, we're all doomed at some point.
I guess that's a conversation for another day. It's starting to get very late after all.
The speech I said, I whisper into his ear, but
Oh yeah. But he's gonna say quickly answer again, like, "Oh, dear friend, I have done so much work."
So take care, and again, welcome to Boston, and to the freehold of the drowned leaves. Not everyone.
Casey,
Buenas noches.
Night.
before you all leave,
Good night, you two.
before
See
you
you
all
around.
leave, you should realize something. You do understand the amount of trouble we're in now, eh? I don't wanna. I'm all happier we found you, Theodis. Very happy. You're safe now. But now we're
And
all
okay.
in another trouble. That globe. Whatever it is. 30 days, it ain't a lot. We gotta find it.
Today
So I'll let
is
you all
not
have
the
some
day.
nice dreams.
Today is not a day to talk business. But
What's
tomorrow
that thing
we'll
I've
meet
done?
for a lunch. But tomorrow we'll meet for lunch. I should be able to get off the troll. And we'll talk business. That sound
Yeah,
good?
you work
Why?
tomorrow morning, by the way.
Yeah, of course I do.
That's most reasonable. I would imagine I'd
Fine.
have to find the place of work in the next few days as well to try to pay back
Well,
the kind father.
we can offer. I can offer perhaps a little position, but we'll find you something.
So police work isn't my forte, but I'll be.
Oh,
There seem to be some nice people in this place, so I should be able to
I was
make some
more
new
thinking.
acquaintances.
That's
I was more thinking-
Bush.
I was more thinking about bowling attendant, but that's a conversation for another day. Evening, peeps.
J'ai techniquement striking looks à deux, c'est quand même.
Ok, 30.
Ah. J'allais dire 40, mais.
Ça aurait été à 3.
C'est 10 piastres
Dans-
c'est 10
dans
piastres par
New
niveau sur
World,
Wikileaks.
Dans New Wood, il l'a plus à 3.
Non,
Le
il y a
maximum
plus
de
de level à New World.
Anyway, on comprend la joke. Là.
Avant, c'était jusqu'à 5. Il n'y a plus là.
C'était une joke de sexe!
Parce que don't worry, je l'aurais à 5 s'il fallait.
I just got it.
Un moment de silence pour Gab. Il vient de perdre son innocence.
Oh, oh.
Yeah,
God damn it!
Okay.
Oh my god, I love you. Oh,
So-
what have we done?
Casey leaves. Is Nicholas following?
I'm not staying here. Going back
Did we
home.
met the big guy beforehand, or is that our first meeting? No, we saw him before. Right.
Yeah, you've seen each other's at least a bit, well, except for Tony for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But you've met Chapeau more intimately. Like Casey, you've seen him on a few occasions. He got you here. Nicholas, you probably didn't see him quite as much because he's not as important in the court business things, but you've seen him around anyway. There's not like 300 changelings in Boston. You're more like 50, maybe 60 at most.
Have a
You're
good
like
night,
10,
Mr.
15 people per court. So,
I just wanted to see if I could say good night to him and say his name, you know.
yeah, you can do that.
Not.
Maybe
Good
you
night,
call him
Miss
Mr.
Stone.
Stone. Yeah.
Buenas noches, camarada.
And
Good night, Ma'am McCullen.
you all go to your own bed. Or your new bed. Your head pretty full. To each their own. Some thinking about the people they've lost. Others about the things they could reclaim. In your bed, just before your eyes close and your mind goes to sleep, what are your what is your thought that bring you to sleep? Jay, Nicholas, what's on his mind?
As he lays onto the bed and he's very, very quiet, he just closes his eyes and mutters a fuck as he thinks of the whole day and how much trouble he's in now because of some happy-go-lucky spring summer court.
Hey, fuck you. I asked you and you agreed.
But he's glad.
doesn't mean he's glad because of it.
I mean, denial can put him to sleep.
It's all the fault of the spring court again.
Obviously.
No, I'll blame the summer girl first because she just threw herself in the lion's maw.
Yeah, she kind
It's
of
like,
did.
oh, we accept the deal.
How much?
So Nick will literally be sitting on his bed, closing his eyes, and be like, accept the deal.
Casey, what is on your mind in the last moment of consciousness you have?
I'm sitting at the edge of my bed, just, slipping into the covers, turning on my side, sighing, thinking, I sure hope you'll be proud of what I did.
Amelia.
Well, I'm laying in bed. I have my phone book, but it's not a phone book. You get it. On my bedside table. And I'm just thinking for a second and going, oh, I'm never going where Joshua offers next time. I'm not doing that again. That was a terrible idea. Joshua went.
Serena.
She's gonna kneel down next to her bed, taking the prayer pose thingy before bed. And she's just gonna stay there for a while, wondering about all of that. And then cursing herself for putting everyone in that situation. And then she's gonna go in bed and start thinking about a plan to get that orb as fast as possible until she falls asleep.
And the start of the day, Thaddeus. What's happening?
What the fuck is a chip away?
What's a chip ahoy? Call it.
Thaddeus is gonna lay in his bed a moment, thinking, eyes gazing at the ceiling. And he's gonna get up, go to one of the little desks, go to a desk in the room, pull out a pencil and a piece of paper. He's gonna write down in big bold letters Moss Cackle and start jotting down ideas how to destroy him.
And so the night passes. And on the next morning, the sun comes out. It's a cold autumn morning. I'm pulling out my notes. Casey, we're around 8, 9 in the morning. Casey, you started working at like 6. So you didn't have a lot of sleep in you, but it's not your first time either. Well, working on very few hours of sleep.
Yep.
You're
I
in
have a
your,
coffee.
You've got your venti coffee. You're in
Hey,
your patrol car.
no. I got it at Dunkin'.
I'm very sorry. That was racist of me.
We're not fucking New Yorkers.
So you're in your patrol car, like close to a school. Just, making sure people respect the speed limit.
The school zone, yeah.
You're not actually on, radar duty, but you're just patrolling around, in case there's delinquent or something. And your radio spurs. There's been complaint at so and so street at 9:30. Any street name? Forgot.
Go to a Boston map. Go to a Boston.
No, we don't care. 9:30 Madison Street. Anyone close by to go and check?
Central, this is Casey Winners 5275. I'll take the call, 10-4.
It's pretty close by where you are. It would be a dog barking. It's the second time they call. And well, we just want to shut the neighbors up. It's just a dog, but if you could go and see.
10-11s. Sure. I'll check it out.
So you drive to a very normal home, 9:30 Madison Street. And you hear a dog barking. It's annoying. You can see why neighbors complained. Sounds like a big dog, so you can hear it pretty clearly from pretty far away.
Where would be the dog? Like
Inside the house.
it's an herb.
It's inside the house, but it's duplexes and houses are pretty close by. So even from inside, neighbors are really tired of that fucking barking dog. Especially in the morning.
Yeah, I'm going in to check out.
You pull up
I'll
your
go
car,
knock at the door and be like,
and you knock at the door. And you wait. There's no answer. There's even a bell if you want to, make sure it's clear. And you ring the bell, you hear it, it works.
Is there a car?
There is a car.
I peek in through like the windows.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Looks like there's a living room, there's a TV, couch. It's okay.
Well, can't do much. Can't just kick in the door to be like, "You're fucking dog!"
Can check if it is even locked. Why is that dog barking if someone's there?
So changelings can't be held back by locks, right?
The luck of you need to spend glamour and things.
Yeah, sure,
But yeah.
But it's not a contract, it's just an ability.
Yep, exactly. It's just changeling pure magic, technically. C'est comme si tu ferais, mettons, je pense que c'est comme si tu ferais Larceny plus un glamour, puis ton check permet de bypass Mettons le. I don't exactly know the rule though.
Ouais, je suis en train d'aller voir aussi.
Ok.
Parce que, tu sais, pertinence.
Tant qu'à avoir le livre. Non, c'est ça.
Ce serait dans Weird, j'assume.
Ouais. Ça va être dans Weird ou dans Glamour, là.
Pas dans Weird. François, we don't have the rules, but it doesn't matter. You go, well, you put your hand on the doorknob, ready to work your magic. There was no magic needed.
It just opens.
Well, it's not locked, so you turn the doorknob and nothing is really stopping you.
Yeah, except the law.
Ethics.
Mais tel qu'il a déjà été dit dans les sages paroles d'un Félix gay, I am the law.
He did say such wise words.
I have
And the
reasonable
dog
suspicion.
barks. The dog barks
I have
relentlessly, but not
I
at
have
you.
reasonable suspicion. I have reasonable suspicion to believe that something is going on, so I am coming in.
Like, you open the door, or even, dogs. A car pulls up. He goes at the door and barks. But he's not at the door.
Yeah.
He's not even on the first floor.
I'll take my gun. I'll be holding my gun.
All right. You pull out your service weapon.
Yes.
And you enter.
Yes.
Gab. You're at Father Mo's. And you woke up. All of you are slowly waking up, if not already ready. Maybe Thaddeus takes a little more time. So maybe we'll wait for Chapeau.
I mean, he is the character in the seed, so I would wait for him.
Yeah, he's kind of
screamer.
relevant for. Well,
This
actually, I'm going to
fucking
continue with Gab for a moment because we don't need Chapeau. You're at Father Mo's. So, Gab, you're luckily the first one to get up. And Amelia as well, if you want to be there. Father Mo is in the kitchen, starting, to get the oven working. And when you arrive in the kitchen, Father Mo will go to you. And, I'm sorry, my dear Serena. Can I ask you a little service? You see, I was not expecting another guest, and we don't have enough eggs.
I should have done something last night.
Don't worry about it. Worry about the eggs. So we only have 3 eggs left, and I'm sure this Thaddeus is mighty hungry.
It's a good guess, but I really want to go.
So if could you go and buy some at the groceries? I'll give you a little bit of money. And he shuffles to his coat that's like on a rack near the door, pulls out his wallet, and he just straight up gives you the wallet. So just get us. Well, there's money in it. It's not just cards. So yeah, if you could just go and get us another carton of eggs, so that Thaddeus can eat well and be hearty. Amelia, can you help me? I can't reach so up high in there. For the plates, I want to get the nice place for our new guest. And the nice china are up there, and you're tall and strong, so Amelia can reach, but not him. So, yes, my dear Serena.
Do you want me to bring back anything else?
Oh well, maybe a little bit of milk could do no wrong.
Alright.
Aside from that, I think we're good for today at least.
I'll
There's
be back.
the zoo pandemic that makes us have to go to the grocery only once a week.
I'll be back in the middle of the night.
And you leave for the grocery. You get there without problem. Get the carton of eggs and the milk. Wait a minute, I'm preparing my song. Chapeau, you enter the house with your gun in hand, worried that something is in hiding, something could happen. There's no real sign, at least in the entrance, of anything wrong, except from the incessant barking of the dog upstairs. So you walk up with your gun steady, because that dog barks, and it's probably a big one. So we don't know if maybe it's a dangerous animal or something, so never too sure.
Central, this is 6:55 minutes. You send animal control over, please. 25th Baker Street.
Got that. Sending animal control. And you reach up the stairs and you see that big, like a Bouvier Bernois.
Oh, Bernie's Mountain Dog.
Yeah.
A
And
big
he's-
fucking dog.
Yeah, a big fucking dog.
Door.
And he barks at a door. Closed, of course.
It's a mimic.
I approach the dog and the door.
Like,
Does the dog react?
he sees you. He doesn't like go for you or anything. He just gets back and just keeps barking. Like he's
Okay.
letting you do whatever you want to do, but you're not his enemy, or at least in his eyes.
So I'm going to open the door. Well, do I know? Did the radio tell me who lives there? Probably told me
They
a name
didn't.
or something.
They didn't. If you asked, you could get it.
Sir,
But-
Boston PD, open up, please.
No answer. So, with the lack of answers, song. You turn the knob, open the door, and on the ground there's the body of a man. Blood flattered on the ground, and a gun in hand. Gab, you walk back from the grocery, and there's a man walking on the other direction. He walks pretty fast. He doesn't look too much where he's going, and you're trying to get in time to make the eggs. And you bump into one another. He held like papers and things. He had a messenger bag with art supplies, and it all, well, at least what he was holding falls on the ground. Oh,
Oh, lo siento, lo siento.
I'm so sorry. And you go to help him. Is that what I?
Yeah.
So you try to get the papers back together. It's beautiful drawings. Beautiful drawings of a woman, made of like mixed media with charcoal. Some, there's even fabrics. It's super interesting from an art perspective. It's beautiful, and he's got a lot of them. And he's like, I'm sorry.
Your work is amazing. Thank you
Oh,
for everything.
thank you. I have to go. I'm gonna miss my bus.
It's easy, but I have things to do too.
And he just goes back with his things. And just at that very moment, the bus passes, so he was really, really in a hurry. But he gets in the bus. And on the ground, a little further away, there's another paper that was just caught in the wind.
I'm gonna go and catch it. I mean,
It's another drawing. It looks like a woman again. It's, again, beautiful, made with mixed media. It's ethereal. And you turn back, maybe try and tell him, but the bus is already gone.
I tried to look for the number at the very least.
Yeah, it's the 86. And we will end the game on that.
I was so sure you were about to get murdered on the street, my girl.
No, I just fell in love.
It's her thing she bought.
Love at first sight. She got it in the end.
There you go.
And so this was episode 1 of the Chronicles of Twigs and Reckoning. The price of everybody.
Nice.
Aw.
I'll put that song back on because I love it. So good.
It just took me 2 hours to remember my accent. but-
Jam.
Yeah, I just see Mustagle dancing now, just like slivering, just like, oh yeah.
So the song is called 30% Off by Best Friends, and I find it very funny.
Nice.
Oh, that's why there was 30% off on the screen. I was like, there's an ad for this song.
Yes, no, it's the name of the song. Anyway, so this was the first episode of the Chronicles of Twigs and Reckoning, so thank you for being with us. Have a good evening.